So update time on the E30. So we've got a lot of stuff done on it so far. We'll start off at the back, work our way forward, and we'll also talk about some of the stuff that we've learned along the way. So if you look at the rear subframe, that is the standard one there. It's actually in really good condition considering how old the car is. The bushes were a bit of a nightmare to get out. I don't know if anyone who's done a job like this on an E30 will know that the aluminium inserts inside the rubber bushes always tend to corrode themselves to the studs that are in the body, but we've got around it. The rear end that's in the car now is the BMW Z3 rear end. So we've got Z3 rear diff, all poly bushes. Ignore these shocks. What we're going to do with these shocks, we've left them on for now. We made a slight mistake in that we took the shocks out and took all the engine out first. We didn't take the shocks out, and then we've realised that all the battery and everything's got to be plugged in to put the roof down to get the shocks off. So we'll get the engine back in, and then we'll get these shocks swapped over for the BCs. But you can see we've got the BC coilover springs in. We've got as much as we can on the Z3 rear brake setup. We are going to go for some new calipers on it because they're not the best, and new disc and pads as well. So that's it, Z3 rear ends in. We've got the 5-stud conversion on there. We've got nice new wheels that customers had refurbished. They look beautiful, they do. So going down the middle of the car, all the underside has been stone chipped. We didn't really need to, if I'm completely honest with you. This car, really clean underneath. I've never seen one, I've never even seen a more modern one look this clean. That's the only bit of welding it's had done on it, and we haven't done that. That was a previous repair. But apart from that, really clean underneath. So yeah, it was a bit more of a pleasure to work on than usually when you're working on old stuff. So going down the transmission tunnel, obviously all the props out at the minute, so we're gonna have to figure out what we're doing with the prop. The engine is now in, so you can see it from underneath. That is the M52 engine. What we've had to do, obviously we've run the E36 Z3 arms, suspension, brakes, but we've still got the E30 subframe, which means that we've had to change the sump. So there's the standard sump on an E36, if I can find it. Where's that gone? Oh, it's down here. So the standard sump on an E36 has got the oil pickup at the back, and then you've got the pickup tube in there. So that's all the standard E36 stuff. But then when you put this engine in an E30, you have to run the oil pickup at the front. So we changed the oil pickup and the sump, and the windage tray as well. We've got to cut the windage tray out of that and run the E36 one. We're going to have to figure out something with the power steering pump, because that's currently hitting on the sump. So we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do with that. The other things that we've noticed as we've been going through, we've run the E30 rear gearbox mount for now, but I think we can make a way of making the E36 one work because it's got 4 bolts instead of 2, so it should be a bit stronger. The E36 engine mounts, the rubber parts, it goes in this side, but we've had to put this one in upside down just to get it rested in. We're going to put some E34 ones in there that are a bit thinner. It catches on the chassis there, so if you're wondering if E36 rubber mounts work on E30, they don't. Other things are as well. I'll post a picture up of this, but we know that running the E36 arms on the E30 creates issues with caster. So we've put the caster correction M3 poly bushes in there. I'll post a picture up of how that looks now. Unfortunately, running those still doesn't work. So we've got some I'm going to get this name wrong. I think it's SLP Speed Shop ones on the way. So if I've got that wrong, I'll correct it. But basically that makes it so that this moves even further this way, and it moves the whole sort of hub further in, because if you look at the picture, the wheel's sitting too far back in the arch. So yeah, we're kind of at a pause there. I'd like to try and get the engine running next. We've done all the EWS delete on the ECU. We're going to have to come up with some sort of solution for the exhaust manifolds, because we've tried the front one and it catches just where the steering column is there. Speaking of steering columns, Z3 front rack on the E30 subframe, you have to run quite a lot of spacers up the top. That's just temporary for now. We'll get a proper spacer made in there, but that's just to sort of mock up where that needs to go. So yeah, we've still got a hell of a lot left to do. But but I just thought I'd give you an update on the progress and show you what we've learned so far. Thank you for watching, guys. We'll be back with another update on the E30 soon.